Dun, 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 dun.
Welcome back to The Change Physician. I'm Melissa Cady, the Challenge Doctor, with my co-host, Dr. Kevin Cuccaro. We're here today with our Saturday salutations to say hello to all of you and for Kevin and I to chat as well. And while Kevin's doing all of his connections with everything, I'll just introduce you again. If you don't know what The Change Physician is all about, you can go to thechangephysician.com, learn about Kevin and myself or what the community is all about. You're more than welcome to join the community, whether you're a physician or a physician ally. And at some point, and occasionally, we will send little emails to give you important information of anything that's happened or upcoming. If you have not checked out, we have Instagram to let you know when some recent posts have been released. And you can always check on YouTube for the video version of our actual episodes, which of course for the podcasts are found in all your major venues. And of course, Facebook, we have our own page for The Change Physician, which is where we're located. If you see it at The Challenge Doctor, that's just because I cross-posted it to my page, and Kevin might be doing the same thing. I'm not sure. So,
well, it's always my the bane of my existence is trying to figure out how to copy this stuff everywhere.
Isn't it Meta now, not Facebook?
Yeah, Meta is the parent company.
Yeah, who knows how things will change. But of course, on Saturday Salutations, we like to share what has happened in our recent episodes. And would you like to share that with the audience, Kevin?
Sure. Well, I'm trying to remember. Today's the 26th. So that means the things that got published between, right there. Look at that. You highlighted it even for me. So we had the episodes with our returning guest, Mr. Tim Creasy. Mr. Creasy is one of the principals at PROSCI, PROSCI, which is a change organization for organizations. Basically, they come in and for large corporations or whoever is trying to make large changes to their organization, they kind of help them to strategize, approach that change process. And we've had him before, and we had a great interview with him. Great thinker, which I particularly enjoy, and kind of aware of messaging. So we had to get him back again. And we were talking about alignment hacks. And so we have two parts of that. It was a fairly long interview. We're about an hour total. We split into two. And when it comes to alignment hacks, you can go in the beginning, but it's really about finding these frames of references to communicate. It's a great episodes. With the reason being is that we spend so little time learning how to do effective communication. Any work that you can do will pay you in spades. I don't care what your background is, what your specialty is, if you're a physician, what your vocation is, if you're anybody else. Learning how to communicate better and sort of align that process so that you can transmit ideas effectively will never hurt you. So that was published on, what happened to the dates? The dates just disappeared on me. Okay. Sunday and Thursday. And then tomorrow we're going to have our deep dive, which is when we go behind his back and we talk about it. But we don't do that maliciously. And we tell all of our guests that we're going to do it. And if you are a guest or a potential guest, one of the nice things about that is it kind of gives you an objective view, or to kind of hear what other people get out of your conversations. Because what you think people get and what they actually get is oftentimes not the same thing. And something that you thought was really easy or simple may actually be mind-blowing. So the deep dive with Mr. Creasy is tomorrow.
Yes.
Fun episodes, very fun conversation.
And we do allow those guests to listen to it. They're not blocked from listening to those deep dives.
No, we send it to them. Yeah, we send it to them.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we always like to talk about, we'll save as a secret as what's coming up. We'll talk about it next week. But since you said hacks, it just made me think of something I wanted to share from like personal, I know we do a lot of gratitude or what's happened this past week, but I recently had, I'm trying to hack some trees down.
Oh, you're like physically hacking.
Hacking.
Oh, wow. I was not anticipating that, but.
I know. I just had to play on that word, but I discovered this HOW Foundation, HOW. I actually need to see exactly what the H is.
Hackers of the world, except they're not like, they're actual hackers and they go out and hack things.
Well, they do a few things, I think. But it's, let's see.
Could you imagine if you were into hacking and then you went to a Hackers of the World conference and it ended up to be people who were like lumberjacks? They were actually physically hacking things.
Not computer hackers.
Not computer hackers.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, this is, I'm trying to find, so this tree service from the Howe Foundation. It's actually let's see, I don't know if it's just Austin, San Antonio area here in Texas, but it's a nonprofit. It helps alcohol and drug addiction through meaningful use of community tree services. And so I had heard about it through an insert, and then I did get some feedback from a neighbor, and they had such reasonable prices. And I had these two guys came out, and I was like, it was almost half of what like the profit ones. And then I'm thinking, oh wow, I just paid like a down payment like, as the cash price, and then my remaining balance is considered a deduction, a tax, tax deduction because it's a
Oh,
donation.
wow.
I'm like, well, that even though it's gonna be 5 months later than I really wanted it, I'm like, well, that's a win-win. Like, I'm like, I'm just putting it out there for anyone in the Austin, San Antonio. It might be a kind of a national thing, I don't know, but there's foundations where people take this, try to help people with addiction services and put them to work to do things in a productive way too. So anyway, I just had to give a shout out to their group that they're doing. Apparently they've been around for decades.
And is the How HWHOW Foundation?
HOW Foundation. And
Okay.
let's see. It doesn't really explain what they don't, it's not the most user-friendly to figure out like I don't think they spend a lot of money on like their website stuff. There's a little video here, and I need to find out what the HOW is, but at How Foundations, howfoundationsa.org. That one is for this Austin, San Antonio area, and they drove like an hour to get here. I was like,
whoa,
or 45 minutes. I was like, I almost felt guilty if I didn't say I'd go ahead and set a date. But anyway, I just think it's cool to support those things, and figured I'd give them a shout out because of what they're doing. I thought it was kind of cool. And then there's a benefit, to us too. If you're spending money, and anyone that's had trees cut down knows it's not a easy, cheap process. And that it needs to be done. I got tons of cedars that are literally, I think, at a 80-degree angle on my back line that, okay, it's like a big brush, but it's like a trunk that's that big, laying almost on the ground, trying to get light. So I'm grateful for their help, because
I would be grateful for their help. That sounds like a great organization doing good things, and obviously that's a win-win for everybody.
And they're going to bring a chipper, and I'm going to chip it all and leave it in a pile, and I'll get to spread it out on my own lawn.
There you go.
Mulch.
Yeah, environmentally friendly.
Yeah,
I think
I'm just basically recycling my, yard.
That's good.
Yeah,
it's good.
So there you go. That's my exciting thing that I discovered in the last 12 hours.
In the last 12 hours.
Or 6 hours.
Wow, that's like a recent one. That's it.
Well, they just came and did the quote today, so it's like my jaw dropped when I heard what they were quoting me. I'm like, that's an incredible deal.
Yeah,
you guys do it all the time. So
very cool.
All right. Well, anything from you? Anything exciting, fun, tidbit, suggestion?
Well, there's always fun and interesting tidbitty things. Yeah, tidbitty things. There are two of them. I guess one is Ms. Maisel. I think it's the 4th season is dropped on Amazon, so they are now halfway through. They're dropping 2 episodes a week. There were 2 episodes last week and 2 episodes this week. I watched that with my daughter. It's a fantastic show. Like, if you haven't watched Ms. Maisel, it's like,
what's the premise?
Awesome. It's set in the 50s, and it's a woman who was married and kind of had planned that, she was going to be married. She was all happy being the housewifey thing, and then she gets a divorce, and ends up she's super funny, and so she kind of stumbles into becoming a stand-up comic. And it's just, I mean, it's awesome. Like, it is awesome show, like, so good.
Check it out.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite shows on. I know you had to wait 2 years for this next season to come out, but it's so good. It's like so good, and this season's really good. So that was really good. And then the other one is on Netflix. There's a bunch of different series called Explained, and they had The Mind Explained, and they had one on Sex Explained, and now they just have one on just called Explained, and they're about 20 to 25-minute episodes, and they take a topic and then they sort of condense it. So it's not like super in depth, but it provides a pretty good overview. And having watched some of the topics of which I'm pretty familiar with, they do a really good job. And I just happened to watch the one on time yesterday, which was like sort of mind blowing and makes your brain kind of twist and turn. And if you like thinking and you kind of like figuring out how things work, then Explained is good. It's the one on Colts was really good. I think I haven't really watched one that I haven't enjoyed, but they're short. And if you don't want to like invest a lot of time and sitting in front of something, but you're like, hey, I want to actually learn a little bit. Great series, super good series.
Cool. I learned so much from you. There's always something new to learn.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, if there's nothing else, why don't you take us out?
All right. Well, this was a short Saturday salutations for everyone. This is Dr. Kevin Cuccaro with my Amazeballs co-host, Dr. Melissa Cady. Obviously, you can join us every Saturday, usually around the same time, between 12 and 2-ish Pacific Standard Time and whatever other weird time zones you other folks live in.
And share questions.
Questions. You always share questions. Reach out to us directly or post them in the comments and chat right down here. And until next time, stay well. So stay well, folks.
Take care.